Hi there, I'm Chris and this video is documentation on my control project. It features control by any device on our network of lights and shutters in our newly renovated room. Here we see the control interfaces on a PC, pad and phone. From here we have full control of all 12 spotlights and 4 shutters. By changing a value on a device, all other control devices reflect this change. Here I turn on the lights on the phone and we see all controllers reflect the change. There are two selectable views on the control devices, a basic and advanced page. All control devices have this option as all devices are accessing the same web page. Okay, a brief explanation on how it all works. We've got the Arduino there, controlling via driver circuits the spotlights and the shutters. The control devices which the users have, and we've seen those already. Now those devices and the interface on them are simple web pages. They just happen to scale very well across all devices. So you need some sort of web server either on the system or out in the web to house those files. When a user makes a change, that information is fed to an MQTT server. The web page, written in JavaScript, talks native MQTT to that service. The information needs to flow through to the Arduino. So for that I've got a Python script also subscribed natively to MQTT, and that is connected serially, and that is how information flows from one device to the other. When the Arduino makes the change, information is fed back from it to the Python script, which publishes that information on the MQTT service, which the controllers subscribe to. So any change made on the Arduino is fed back to all controllers, and that is how they keep up to date. Now the hardware, where does all of this reside? Arduino, well, that's a given. All of this is fixed in a wall space. For the Python script to be able to communicate serially, it has to be in close proximity to it. So I've actually installed it on a Raspberry Pi 0W because of its Wi-Fi capability. And that is in a wall cavity right next to the Arduino. The MQTT service can reside anywhere. That is actually, I actually installed it on the same Raspberry Pi. The service that I used, or the program that I used, is Mosquitto. Very easy to install, very easy to set up. Actually an apt-get command and you're away. So highly recommended. The web server can also reside on the Raspberry Pi, but I happen to have a server already on the network, and that's where I put that. And that's basically it. And now for a little bit more of an in-depth look at the MQTT service. It's truly an amazing thing. I didn't know anything about that when I first started, but really it's the way to go. Here I've got the in topic. As you can see, I've got Mosquitto, this Mosquitto utility here subscribing to the in topic. And on this side is the out topic. The reason for this, I would like to see how information flows from one device to the other. Now, what we have here is the control interface running on a web browser. I can turn the lights on and off and control all the various lights and shutters individually. Turning something on, for instance, light number 1, we can see a control packet is sent on the in topic and one is returned on the out topic. What has happened there is we have sent something to the Arduino. The Arduino has replied back. Because all of the controllers are monitoring the out topic, they will all reflect the exact same movement as I am implementing here. So when I turn them all off, it's told everything to go off. That is a code to say all lights off in the off position. I can turn them all on or all off. Individually on, and as you can see, it is being sent and replied. The shutters are interesting because they will update. Now, if I send the shutters up, we will get feedback from the Arduino as they move. It knows what control voltages are being applied to it and where they actually are. Everything is incremented in 10-degree steps. So we can see here, this is a full shutter running from the floor to the ceiling, and this is a window shutter, so it's a lot faster. And the information being replied back is the location of the actual shutter itself and the louver information. So there's 2 returned bytes per shutter. These shutters are closed. I can control the louvers on those as well. For instance, I'll open this one, and again the louvers open in 25-degree steps. So fully closed, fully opened, a little bit opened, or a little bit closed. And that's all you need for the louver. And that is basically it. Some other things that I've integrated, you can put in request codes that will send back information. For instance, this is version controls of the software running in the system. So this lower screen I have requested number 53, and as you can see, that was published. That was intercepted by the Python script, and it returned its value with a capital, and the Arduino returned its capital with the lowercase v. And they were both updated on the same day, 2017, 11th month and 22nd day. So I can kind of keep tabs on, okay, what version am I running on that thing now? I can do other things like uptimes and things like that. And that's it for this segment. And now some news for future implementations. I've got to be really careful that I don't fall into feature creep with this. But some things I would like to implement. I do have a handful of ESPs 8266s, and what I would like to do is implement these as a doorbell tester, because when we're in that room and the doors are closed and things are loud, you can't hear the doorbell ring. There's that. There's a garage control or garage door monitor. It will tell us when the garage door is open and whether the car is in or out. But I think the very next thing that I will do is going to be the implementation of Mycroft. Oh, I just triggered him. I'm Chris.
Realist, what's happening?
Thank you. A little test skill that I created there. Again, once this is implemented, we will be able to control the lights via talking to Mycroft and getting him to do things. Just be quiet.
Yes, when can I start?
Okay. And that's that. On that note, I think I'm going to leave now with the way things were. Way before any of this happened, it was all self-contained. I was copying a lot of flack. Whoops, I don't want that. I was copying a lot of flack because it was self-contained. It wasn't as nice as I had actually planned it to be. So, what we did have was a control panel connected directly to the Arduino, and I thought it was kind of successful, but some people were saying, like my wife, no, that's not right, you're not having that on my wall, and it's too ugly, and it's not kid safe, and she was completely right. So thus the MQQT project was born, and I just rushed that one through, and it really turned out quite well. So on that note, I'm signing off, and here's a video of the way things were. Goodbye.
Give them some hugs.